So here we are. Here we are.
Let's have it. Let's have the conversation here, JR.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So we got to set the parameters first and foremost.
What?
About okay. Let's we're talking about the panic button.
What?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. We have not played the panic button this season, right? We dusted it off start of training camp to make sure it was still functional. Okay. It's wired in, not battery operated. So we found it functioning. And then we checked it again just to make sure when we're supposed to check when the time changes in October, right? Supposed to check your batteries and your smoke alarms and your carbon dioxide detectors at that point just to make sure everything's functional. Okay? Checked it then. All good. Haven't touched it since. So it's been 2 months. There was a slow start to the season, right?
Absolutely.
And then Brady Tkachuk got hurt, and they were losing some games. There was, I think, a small call for the panic button at that moment in time. But we said too early. And that was the point where Travis Green was saying, the underlying numbers say we're good. We're going to be fine. And things turned out to turn around, and they ended up being fine for a while. Well, they're not fine right now. And the Sens are in a skid. So before we get to discussion of panic button, do you think that right now, what was, and I can't pinpoint the game back toward the start of the season when they were in a bit of a bad way, but if you take yourself back to that, whenever the low point was for you at that point, to where you are this morning, would you say this morning is as low as you felt about the team and that was kind of late October-ish? As you feel now? Is it the equivalent? Is it the same, better, worse? What?
Was maybe that low point, that game in Montreal that they lost?
Saturday, that was the overtime game on the turnover? Little muffin in the middle of the ice? That one? That was early. That was the 1st of November, that game. Yeah, it was late October is when the record was at its worst.
But I think the question's really the similar kind of feel for me, at least, is right out of the gate. Like they beat Tampa first game of the year, and then they lose 3 in a row in regulation before they win a game. But then they only got, I'll pull it up here. They only had one win, after the opener, their next 6. And that was in a shootout. So, and that's when Travis Green was saying, and the players, listen, it's early. It's only, teams are going to have ups and downs in the seasons. It's just ours is happening right away. Don't worry about it. It's like, okay. And now, last night, same kind of tone. It's like, all right, it's just happening now. It'll be fine. Well, now we're more of a third of the way into the season. And you've hit the same kind of rut that you kind of came out of the gate with. And you can watch the games and you can look at the stats after, and you're not lying and saying it's not like they're playing terrible. But at the end of it, it's like, deserve's got nothing to do with it. Like, this is about results. Professional sports, and if you're not going to get enough wins and accumulate enough points, fans eventually aren't going to care that, well, I know you're not playing that bad. It's like, oh, it's okay. Like, well, no. The fans are going to look at the standings and they're going to see this team's not trending right now. They're not picking up enough points. I don't care how the sausage is getting made. Even if it's the process still looks pretty good, I'm still going to be mad. And that's your right as a fan.
If we're being honest, and you look around the NHL, how many teams would you say are playing terrible? Nashville, maybe?
No, it'd be Colorado last night. I'll say I'd say the worst team right now is actually Vancouver, probably, when you combine just how people are feeling about the team, etc.
But it's not like there's a massive pod of teams that are playing terrible hockey.
No.
So it really comes down to getting the results. Making sure you do the things that put you in the best position, to win games. And right now, for the Ottawa Senators, playing good enough or not playing bad isn't enough. You need results. You need at least points out of these games, if not wins. And that's not happening right now.
Think about Calgary, how much talk about the Flames earlier this season. They're only 3 points out of the playoffs now in the West. to Hammer's point of how you're talking about how condensed everything is here.
Yeah.
Ottawa's 5 points out of a playoff spot. And think about in your mind's eye how you viewed Calgary this season. They're closer to being a playoff team in the West than Ottawa is in the East.
We had Kadri trade rumors. Every team, where's Nazem Kadri going to go?
Right. And there's no expectations in Calgary that they'll make the playoffs.
No.
There are expectations in Ottawa that they'll make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, no one was seriously thinking that this team was not going to make the playoffs this year. You know, we won't even get into the discussion of, because we got people saying, fire up the draft lottery simulator. Oh.
Can't do it.
No.
You got the Matt Duchene clip? Though, I think we need that. Every time somebody mentions that, you might have to drop that.
It's a kick in the balls for us.
Right now it is, because you don't have that pick. Not that we need to go that far into the future here,
my God.
because I am in line with Brady Tkachuk here, right? There's still a long season to go, but it gets short pretty quick, right? Especially playing the amount of games these teams are playing in a short amount of time. Let's face it, if you're out of it by that Olympic break, that's it.
Oh, it could happen before that.
It could. Absolutely.
You start to do the math. You start mathing.
It's not one of my strong suits.
It will happen before February.
Agreed.
They're 5 points out right now of both third in the Atlantic, which is a guaranteed playoff spot, or the second wild card. But there are, in terms of the wild card, 7 teams to pass. In terms of third in the Atlantic, 4 teams to pass. There are multiple teams to pass. And in a season in which there are more overtime games than there's ever been in any season in NHL history, everybody's picking up points every single night. I'll say what I said last hour. 8 Eastern Conference teams that are ahead of Ottawa in the standings played last night. 6 of them got points. So 6 teams gained at least 1, if not 2 points on Ottawa last night. So, yeah, I mean, the deficit goes from 4 out of the playoffs last night to 5. Doesn't seem like a lot. Just 5 doesn't seem like a lot. But then you start to look at where you are. They're 15th right now in the East. The only team that below them is Buffalo, and they're only 2 points back. Objects in the rearview mirror are closer than they appear. Like, they are as close to last place. They are 5 points out of last place overall as they are to a playoff spot. It's super condensed. 5 points is not a lot, but it's a lot of teams to climb over to get yourself back into it. And you can start to, it was Mike Johnson. And if we're going to blame anybody, it's going to be MJ.
Wow.
Okay?
Yes, he's not coming on anymore.
Last Monday. So
I got to hear this.
A week ago Monday, and I brought this up before, a week ago Monday, and I don't remember how we got on the topic of, but it was probably about how close everything is. And he said, if you lose 5 games in a row in regulation, you're done.
What are the Sens now, 5 of 6?
They have lost 5 of 6 in regulation. No loser points. He brought it up not in conjunction with Ottawa, but all that to say, in a season in which the standings are as close as they've ever been, or more so than they've ever been, when you don't pick up any points, no loser points, and everybody else, it feels like, it seems, or in reality is picking up points, you start to lose touch at 6 or 7 points out. You are close to being done at that point. Unless you're talking about going on some crazy end of the year, which is a once in a blue moon thing that I don't think anybody, it's not conceivable that happens.
You can't count on that.
You can't pull in Edmonton, like when they've stumbled out of the gate and then they turn it on.
Yeah, they have the 2 of the best players, or the 2 best, or 2 of the best in the world to do that. With all due respect, Ottawa doesn't have that. But
exactly. That's why you can't do it.
Yeah. So it's just like they're right now, and I don't, again, I don't want to be an alarmist guy, and I don't think we're being overly negative. We're talking about the situation. They are teetering right now on the precipice of getting too far behind with too many teams to pass. I don't think it's there yet, but it's pretty darn close. And they can't afford to go another 2, 3 games, 4 games with not getting any points.
That's exactly the same thing I was going to, like, it's not, I guess you're going to ask the question, is it panic time? I'm not it's full on open the case, slam the button, but you can't go another week and a half with this kind of lack of points accumulation. Like you are at a tipping point now. You can't be 8 points out in another 6 or 7 days.
This has to be their one blip of the season, is really what it comes down to. You can't have another blip, another run of 5 of 6 where you collect 0 points, and 3 of those games are on home ice. You can't go 3 straight games on home ice and not collect a single point. I don't care how good you think you're playing or what the analytics say, because obviously something there is wrong. Things aren't coming together. This has to be that one and only blip of the season for the Sens.
The 5 losses in 6 has coincided with Brady Tkachuk's return to the lineup. So I'm not here to suggest that Brady Tkachuk is a bad hockey player. But I asked the question leading into his return of our insiders, our experts, is there a concern that when you get a star player back, so, the whole absence of Tkachuk, that whole thing was the Senators weathered the storm. They kept themselves in it. I think at the point he came back, right, they're in a playoff spot. Is there the worry that the team then takes an exhale? Okay, the big guy's back, the captain's back. We've been pressing really hard in the 6 weeks that he's been out of the lineup. Now he's back. And is it human nature a little bit to kind of, to use Bob Cole's words, relax, everybody, relax. And maybe not, and it's not an effort, I'm not suggesting it's an effort thing, but it's just, is it human nature to go, okay, we're in a good spot. We survived, the guy's back, now we can really go. And is there anything to that at all?
I'd say a little bit, right? But I think that's also an easy narrative to lean into. It's been used for years and years and years, and the next time there's a key guy out, like said fan base will look at it that way as well. But I do think that there is a little something to it, but honestly, it should not be the case. They even tried to, ease him back in. They didn't put him right back with Tim Stützle. And they've mixed that around a little bit this way and trying to assimilate him back into the lineup. This isn't because Brady Tkachuk's healthy and he's playing. We all know that. That's not the reason why this team is not picking up points right now. They're just last night was big mistakes at key times, ruining some good play. So sometimes it's been goaltending as well. Sometimes it's been, well, now it's not getting your 5-on-5 offense on track. Sometimes, hey, they can't get the power play going. PK's been dreadful. Like, spread it around. Like, there's been at different moments when they're not picking up points in these games for extended stretches now. It's not one thing. You can point to a myriad of things, but at the end of it, it all adds up to you're not picking up enough points right now. You're not even getting loser points.
All right. So on the topic of the panic button, again, it's got to be an agreement 3 for 3. We know what the listeners want. The listeners will always want. And what I would always like to do, but realized can't do.
Oh, jeez.
I would like to press the panic button after every loss.
You're wavering.
Even after 17 wins in a row, I would like to, and a loss, I would like to press the panic button at that because I love the panic button. It's like a warm, fuzzy blanket for me. But it's the Vachon Cakes theory. Too much of a good thing is not a good thing. For those unfamiliar with the Vachon Cakes theory, this is long-time listeners. When I was in grade 4, my mom used to pack Vachon Cakes in my lunch every single day. That's the little cakes that had the caramel in it.
Yeah.
Very tasty. Every day. I enjoyed those when I was 9 years old. But every day was too much. And now, I can't even look at one now. It was too much of a good thing. Too much of a good thing is not a good thing. So we can't do the panic button after every loss, even though I'd like to. So you got to be judicious in the panic button. Is this the time? It's got to be unanimous. We know what the listeners, the vast majority, the listeners would like it because they enjoy it. But it's got to be the right time. So it's got to be 3 for 3. Lloydie, panic button, yes or no?
This morning, I'm a no.
Okay.
Why'd you start with Lloydie? You know he was going to be a no. Now we have no conversation, no debate here.
Ask me when I'll be a yes.
'Cause I am a full-on right now. This is a panic button moment. And
Good.
I'm the one that's usually, whoa, fellas. At least maybe with you, JR. We're not even at a panic button stage yet. But we're seeing instances in every game where the Sens can't have a complete game lately. It always seems to be one thing or the other. 5-on-5 scoring, power play done. Goaltending, they score some goals. They don't have the goaltending. You talk about scoring. You look at some of the players. I was just going through some numbers here. David Perron, 1 goal in 23 games, in his last 23 games. Claude Giroux has 0 in his last 11. Dylan Cousins, your number 2 center, has 3 goals in his last 15 games. And then if you're looking at another guy that you expected to score a little bit more, we've mentioned his name, Ridley Gregg, only 2 goals in 24 games this season. It can't always be the Kachucks, the Stutzlas, the Bathersons. I guess that's pretty much the limit to the names here at the moment. The Pintos when he's healthy and in the lineup. Right now, I am full on. I'm not opening up the case. I'm breaking the case.
Oof.
I'm smashing my fist through the glass case, and I'm pushing the panic button because you can't have another stretch of games like this season. The way that the season's going, teams are playing, how tight it is, the extra points. You can't go this many games without getting points in regulation or regular season.
All sound reasoning, but Lloydie shut it down.
Well,
no panic button today.
But listen, Hammer, did you just give JR the FIFA Peace Prize with that speech? Hey?
What did you
because he wants the panic
but
button.
He can't because I'm looking towards you, Lloydie.
All right.
of those facts, I'm looking towards you.
My toe is on the line.
Then let me ask.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me finish.
You're actually gonna answer
finish.
my question.
Boo!
It's never about one game.
Boo!
But there's always tipping points to why you do things, right? It's never one thing, but eventually you get to the point, it's like, all right, I'm doing this now. Here's an example, somewhat related. Steve Stale says, I was thinking about upgrading the enforcer position. I was working on this for a while. You did it right after what happened at Quebec City. You pulled the trigger on it. That was the tipping point, right? Can we agree on that?
Seem to be.
If they pick up 0 points in Columbus in their next game, bang.
So now we've got a date circled of Friday, possibly.
I will turn my key for you, Hammer. If they get 0 points at Columbus to start the 3-game road trip, because then you're going to Minnesota and Winnipeg.
I still want to know where JR stands at this moment.
I don't need to speak. The decision was made.
What a cop-out.
It's not a cop-out. The decision was made.
There's 3 of us here.
You gave your reasoning yesterday. You said if they lost last night that you were going to press the panic button. So you didn't even need to speak with your whole soliloquy there that you gave. You didn't even need to go through all of that.
Felt I needed to.
Okay.
Just
what
to
if
give
they?
The reasoning.
Okay, so Lloydie said that if they lose tomorrow, okay, he's going to press. What about tomorrow? What about if they get a loser point in Columbus tomorrow? You back off. You don't have to give your. You don't have to. You've sort of boxed yourself in now.
A loser point. My back end.
Yeah, you see,
off of a loser point.
You should not have declared after Lloydie shut down the panic button. You should not have declared. Now I don't think any of us can look at you the same at this point. Look at you.
If you
look
go
at
to
you.
Columbus,
you're sucking up backfired, Hammer. How about that?
And that's all you get is a loser point, and then you've got the Jets and the Wild following up that game.
Yeah,
I'm still panic button.
I don't need your reasoning now.
You're deflecting.
I'm not.
You don't want to give an answer.
I don't need to give an answer. The decision was made. Steve Lloyd said no panic button, so the panic button remains, unfortunately, for those that want it, closed.
I love how he paints us, eh? Isn't this great?
We do this again. We do this on Friday. JR, you start.